Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. We are back. I had to take a little bit of a break, but it's okay because we are back with another episode of Lessons with Lindsey Live. I am Lindsey A of VA. And with us being back, I have one of my amazing sisters here with us. And I would like to introduce to you all my sister, Cierra Wilson. Hello, Cierra.
Hey y'all.
How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm awesome. Thanks so much. Please tell the people who you are and what you do.
So my name is Cierra Wilson. I am a professional dancer and choreographer. I'm also a licensed dance educator and business owner.
Yes, all things dance, all things dance.
Yes.
Let's talk about the business. Let's jump right on into it. Let's talk about business here. Please tell the people what this is called, your business, what it's about, where it is, all the things.
Cool. I have two businesses. I have two LLCs. The first one is Beyond Borders Performing Arts, where I offer dance classes, private lessons, coaching services, as well as my choreography, or being a choreographer. So if you need weddings, or I've done quinceañeras, we have rehearsal on Sunday for a wedding. The groom asked us to choreograph a dance there. So pretty much any choreography, private lessons, myself being hired out as a performer for events. So that's Beyond Borders Performing Arts, as well as I do classes, particularly for brown babies. And then I have the Beauty Poodle MUA. So that is my newest LLC that I launched, where I provide makeup services.
That is so awesome. So ever since I've known you, you've been about dance. And I've thought it was so cool, your dedication to it and everything, and just your love for it. Where does that come from?
So it actually, I would say it came from my mom. So funny story, I started dancing when I was 5. And I started doing the splits around the house. My mom was like, "You want to go dance class?" I said, "Yeah." Like, of course, yes, I want to dance. So she signed me up for, at the time it was Virginia Beach Ballet Academy, where I'm from in Virginia Beach. And I've been dancing nonstop since I was 5. Well, actually, a couple of years ago, my mom told me, she said, I've always wanted to be a professional dancer. I was like, "What? You never told me that." She was like, "Yeah, I was always scared. So when you said you wanted to take dance classes," she was like, "I got to live through you." And I just started crying. I was like, "Oh my God, I never knew that." She waited until it had to be maybe 3 years ago where I found this out. This whole time that she's been kind of living through me with dance. I was like, "Mom, you can still chase your dreams." And we used to perform together for church. And everyone used to say my mom has this natural anointing over her to dance, but she never pursued it. So it's something special that I feel like I can share with her now.
Yeah, and that, I think it's awesome, and it kind of speaks to what kind of woman your mom is, that she never tried to push you to do it. She let you love it naturally, on your own. She let you develop your own love for it. And even though she was living through you, you never knew because you had no idea.
Right.
Sometimes parents put a lot of pressure on their kids to walk in their footsteps or do the things that they wish they could have done, and it turns the relationship bad, or the child grows up with an identity crisis because they don't know who they really are, what they're really into. So that really just speaks volumes to the kind of woman that your mom is, and that it's so amazing that she lets you develop that love all on your own, and look what it's done for you,
Yep.
That's awesome. So let's talk about Borders. What sparked you wanting to start your own school? Because I know you work in the school teaching kids already. So what made you say, what, I want to also do my own thing?
Well, it was actually a huge fight. In 2019, I was in church and I felt like every sermon was talking about me, and every sermon talks about, if not you, then who, and he talked a lot. My pastor talked a lot about Jonathan. And no, I'm sorry, Joshua, wrong Jay. Talked about a lot about Joshua. And I was just sitting here and about, taking over for Moses, and that there are a bunch of people waiting for him to, and he started saying, who's waiting on you to follow your dreams, and who's waiting on you to step into your gifting. And the whole time, everybody knows me. I've always said I don't want a dance studio. I'm like, I don't want a dance studio. I want to dance professionally. I don't even like kids like that. And I'm a whole teacher. And I'm just sitting here I never thought I would be here, in this place. Working at MLK was supposed to be just temporary.
Yeah.
So just supposed to be something. Here I am in year 5. I went in I'm not doing another year. And I'm in year 5 teaching dance to middle schoolers. But I work at a Title I school. Let's keep it real. The
Mm-hmm.
kids are not always on their best behavior all the time. And it got to the point where I felt like, oh my gosh, I'm just babysitting. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really able to really reach my children the way I want to. And I would see so many kids with natural dance ability, but no money to afford actual dance classes. Because dance classes can run you to like
Lots of money.
$25 for the hour, you
Wow.
know, and that's like one basic class. And 9 times out of 10, if you're up there, you're going to be taking at least 4 to 5 classes a week. So, parents are coming out of pocket $300 and $500 a month for dance
Mm-hmm.
classes, for really good dance classes. So I wanted to be able to provide an affordable space for my kids to learn, but also get quality dance training outside of school, outside of all the drama, outside of just everything, and be able to afford studio dance classes. And so that was like part one of why I started it. And I ran from it for about a good 6 months after that sermon, and just kept going and kept going. Everyone was just like, you're such a great teacher. And I'm like, stop, don't tell me that. People would come up to me and just be like, oh my God, you're such a great teacher. Or oh my God, my child just loves you. And I'm like, I don't do nothing for them to love me. Why are you loving me? So it got to the point where God literally had to sit me down and be like, look, if not you, then who?
And what was that moment like? Like, what was that moment when you're like, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna do it.
I remember wanting to quit and I wanted to use my church's space. I've switched churches now, but the church I was at, I wanted to use their space. And it was obstacle after obstacle. And I just took that as, well, it's just not meant for me to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then a blessing came in where I found a space for
Mm-hmm.
cheap. And then I was like, I don't have no students. And then 5 students registered. It was like, every single time I tried to stop, just a blessing, a door would open, something would happen. And it got to the point where I was like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
If not for a lifetime, at least for right now.
Yeah.
I know that I'm supposed to step into this door because all roads lead to
This door.
Yeah. And so I decided to launch phase 1, which was just teaching dance classes. And now I've launched into phase 2, which is more so me stepping into my real passion, which is choreography.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm getting more into choreography and coaching and private lessons, and that's why I'm super, super, super passionate. So
Yeah.
I'm thank God that this whole year during the pandemic, I've been able to have a successful studio. We had a great showcase. And now I'm looking to hire teachers to teach on that end so I can step into what I actually want to do, which is choreographing.
That's awesome. And that just speaks to, like you say, like when it's for you, when it's your time to do something, things are just gonna start falling into place. And even if you want to quit, it's like almost impossible. You're like, this is it's not even coincidental. It fits too perfect. Like I have to do it. All roads are saying go, so you gotta go. And that's how you know. Like you said, like that's it. That's awesome. Let's talk about this award you won.
Oh, yeah. So, the RBA, one of my really good friends, Deandra, she owns Studio 4 Dance Company, dance agency, and she just opened up her own dance center. But she also, for the past 2 years, has done the RVA Dance Awards.
Mm-hmm.
So it is huge. I'm so first of all, a Black woman. Let's go.
Yeah.
And it is for all of Richmond. I mean, all different styles of dance, ethnicities, everything. They come here and you're nominated. So she has, best choreographer, best dance studio. I won Community Dancer of the Year. And so you're nominated, and then they narrow it down to 3 different people in each category. They do a beautiful banquet. Due to COVID, this one was live, but normally it would be a very nice banquet with performances and everything. And then they announce the winner of the award there. And so they adjudicate you. They have some judges who vote. And I won Community Dancer of the Year, which I felt like I didn't enter the first year, but I entered this year because I felt like I have been doing 4 years of work underground in the RPA dance community, in the Black community specifically. I feel like I'm one of 2 studios who are really trying to cater towards the Black community and bring dance to our underprivileged communities. And I literally said, I called her up. I said, I deserve to win the award. She said, I've been waiting for you to apply. I was like, oh. So she was like, literally been waiting because she can't nominate. She couldn't nominate me because she was, in all fairness, she has nothing to do with anything.
Right.
So she was like, yeah, I've been waiting for you to apply. I can't nominate you. So, and I told her, I said, I deserve an award. I have been doing hard work. So I just put it out there like, hey, I want to run for this one. If y'all want to nominate me, sure. And then I end up winning for my work in the Black community.
See, when you speak what you deserve, when you say it, you don't even have to be to somebody. Sometimes you just need to say it out loud and watch how quickly that thing comes to fruition. Watch how quick that thing works for you. Like, you know what you deserve. You know what you've been working towards, but sometimes we try to like stay so humble and so like low key, like, oh yeah, I'm out here, but I'm not out here. It's like, no, you out here,
right?
Doing the work. You've invested the time, the energy, the money, the resources. You deserve the recognition. Like it's not even about being humble. It's about you did that, and people should acknowledge the fact that you did that. So I was super proud of you for that, and I think it's amazing that you are being acknowledged for your work. So with the studio, with being one of 2 studios predominantly for the brown community, what is that like? Like, what are those struggles and what does that day-to-day even look like?
It's money. I'm not gonna lie, money is the biggest thing. Just students not being able to even afford my prices, and my prices are almost free. And I know Artistry in Motion is a phenomenal Black studio I would say they cater more towards Black girls and boys. They're amazing. Kudos to them. And I want to be able to get there, and I know, but I specifically work with like inner city youth.
Yeah.
I'm talking, if we want to be frank, project kids, like straight up out of the projects. And so money is the biggest thing, is not being, I paid for I had 5 teens and none of them paid at all. Like I paid the rent for them. Costumes, I bought costumes, so I've been fronting all of their money. And then my babies, sometimes so I can't really afford it this month, or I can't do this, and so, I got to the point I was like, you get tired. I'm working. I had to work a second job to be able to pay for my business so that they can take classes. So I was bartending to cover the rent so they can take classes, and that sounds crazy, but like I started this for them, and so while yes, I would like for it to be a big money maker, starting off. And there were, if I'm honest, there were missed opportunities on my end because I didn't know my worth and I was too scared to ask for it. Working with certain teams who couldn't pay me, but then are going to $1 billion competitions. And I'm like, wait a minute. But I think about it like that's on me. I should have demanded certain things. I should have been more strict on who I was and talking about more so my choreography and training. But for the classes itself, a lot of it, the main day-to-day struggle is just money and finding sponsors and finding people who support the arts. But it's fun though too. Just seeing kids who've never danced before pick up dance moves and be excited about it is rewarding in and of itself. It's super rewarding. But that's honestly my only struggle with them. They know I'm a no-nonsense teacher, so I don't do attitude. So I don't have to struggle with behavioral things because everything is nipped in the bud. So I don't play. I hardly have any attitude issues, and I'm able to talk to them. I talk to my kids like they're my kids. And that shows, especially with my babies who come from hard lives. So I treat them like you're mine, and I tell them that you're mine, so I'm gonna treat you like you're mine. So if I tell you to sit down, I need you to sit down. If I tell you I love you, I mean it.
Right.
So
I think people don't understand what it means to have a teacher's heart. Because teachers, we can't help it. We understand that it's a loss sometimes. We understand that we have to get the extra money sometimes. We understand all the different factors that we are, like we're giving because we want these kids to just be great. We want them to succeed. We want them to be exposed to new things and feel like they can accomplish things and do whatever it is they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't lose that. I feel like when you meet a real teacher, and whether they're in the school system or in the community, in the colleges, real teachers because they always go that extra mile just because they care.
Yep.
Just because they know the value of these kids really believing in themselves and what it can mean for everybody. It's like not just that kids, like us, you specifically impacting these kids and teaching them dance is something they might not ever be exposed to again.
Mm-hmm.
They've kind of done away with like the arts field trips and the assemblies where the people would come in and dance and sing, and there'd be orchestras and symphonies. They've moved away from that. They deemed it not as necessary. And I honestly think that was one of the worst things they could have done in the schools because they need that exposure. They need to know that there are things beyond their front door, and they need to see people who look like them doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that everything that you do, especially with the dancing with these kids, is super, super amazing. Let's switch a little bit. Let's talk about makeup. Since this is new to you.
This is new, yes.
Let's talk about it. Okay, so like you've always been able to put together a nice little face. I've always peeped, but let's transition and make this into like a business.
Well, a lot of it came from just the pandemic. Everybody tried to get their side hustle on.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to figure out what mine was, but I was already doing makeup for like friends, and baby showers and different things. But I know my friend Jahara actually reached out to me, and she saw I did someone's makeup for a baby shower, and she was like, "I need an assistant. You trying to help me out?" She does a lot of weddings. Attached to a couple of businesses and photographers. Just really great growing business. And so I was like, sure, I want to get involved in. And for me, makeup was fun. Makeup is like, I can just go in there, do my thing. I get to paint on someone's face and be creative.
Yeah.
I don't have anyone saying Miss Wilson and needing my attention. I get to like cater to my clients and have adult conversations with them. So it was like, I need to turn my hobby into a business and make money off of it, And so I just said yes. I was like, yeah. And so I did a couple of weddings with her and fell in love. I was like, I love the rush of it. I love we did makeup and hair. And by hair, nice little pinups and curls and stuff. Not too strenuous or too what's the word I'm looking for? Not too detailed, but just little basic stuff with the hair. I just fell in love and I decided she was like, okay, launch a website, do this, and this. I took notes and I did everything she told me to do. I listened and launched the website, got on Thumbtack, started getting more leads and clients off Thumbtack where they came to me and I just put my stuff out there. Asked friends like, hey, can I play with your face? Like, can I just put some makeup on you so I can take pictures to have stock photos?
Yeah.
And so it's been going really well, really, really well. I've been getting contacts often. And so I'm just out here doing, that's for me. You got to do, I always tell people you have to do something that's good for your soul.
Yeah.
Like what's good for my soul is doing makeup and not having to deal with the stress of being a teacher.
Yeah.
So that's how that started.
I love it. So we teach, we're makeup artists. What does Cierra do? Like just Cierra?
I watch a lot of Netflix.
Okay.
Man, my boyfriend is always like, you finished that show? Because I like getting lost in shows, turning my brain off for a little bit. So I watch a whole lot of Netflix. I have 2 cats. They're my favorite. They're really my kids for real. So I love cuddling with them and watching Netflix. I love trying new food and new recipes. That's a big thing for me. And I've just been dancing for myself recently. With my friend who opened up her studio. She did it for pre-professional adults, which you don't have a lot of that. Normally it's for little kids, but hers is specifically for people who want to dance in the professional world or who did and want to, keep and hone their craft.
Yeah.
So I've been dancing with her, and that's been really life-giving for me. Just loving on my man too. He's been loving on me. I've been loving on him. Love has been great,
Yeah.
and had to shed some of this in love weight, because that's real. You get happy weight is real. Like 15 pounds since we've been together, and I lost all of it. But I'm like, oh my goodness. So that's pretty much all I've been doing. I've been traveling, just trying to relax this summer. But
Yeah. So what's next? Are we going back to school? Are we going year 6?
Woo! We are going back for this year.
Okay.
We're going back for this year. I don't know about the years ahead, because
Okay.
if I'm honest, I'm coming on the end of my teaching route. Like I said, I'm moving towards being a choreographer and performing again. I'm ready to perform again. I feel like I'm not ready. That's the dream I never chased.
Yeah.
That's the dream I got comfortable in teaching. I got comfortable with university when I was doing that. Just got comfortable, you know. And don't get me wrong, I think I still am, and I was the voice of my kids and what they needed. But it's time for me to work on me and chase my dreams. I've been pushing them into their dreams, and I'm ready to perform. That's the dream that if I left Earth right now, I would be like, dang, why didn't I pursue that? That's the one thing that I'm like, I want to be able to settle down and know that I did all that I could do. Not just went on a couple auditions and gave up, but I did everything that I could do to chase my dream, which is to be a performer, and then also a choreographer. I've always, like, sitting on the bus as a kid, all I would do is just listen to music, and I could see the stage. I could see the dancers on the stage. I could see the choreography, the backdrop, everything that went with it. I'm talking like elementary school. That's how I know, like, I'm supposed to be a choreographer as well. You turn on music, y'all hear the lyrics, I see choreography. Like, I can close my eyes, vivid choreography. And so that's what's next. I'm ready to perform, and I'm getting ready to shift my LLC to more of me, and me as a choreographer, me as a performer, me as a coach.
I love that. And what about for the school? What about for beyond? What are you envisioning?
There's one of my cats right there. Keeping it real. But I think Beyond Borders, for now, will continue with classes. I will be teaching some. I actually just got a new coaching job that will kind of take up a little bit more of my time. But I've actually talked to a couple of my friends who are interested in teaching for me. And so it'll still be there. I just will be less of the face of it and more so of the owner.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, which is perfectly fine. Look, I'm ready to move into the season of, even if I'm not there, my business makes me money.
Hello.
Okay. So
absolutely.
I understand completely. I support it completely. I encourage it completely, because that's what it is. We don't need to spend all of our days working as hard as we work.
Yes.
And not being rewarded for it, or taking time off or breaks or any of those things, because it's taxing out here. Okay. Saving these kids and doing for these people like we do and like we move, it can be exhausting. So absolutely. I love that, one, you take the time for you. You know, you have Cierra time, you have Miss Wilson time, you have the choreographer time, the makeup artist time, and then everything can be compartmentalized. Right. You know, sometimes our lives get so intertwined that we don't even know which way is up, or am I being a teacher right now, or am I at the school right now? What am I doing? Where am I going?
Right.
So I love that you know how to shut it off, and like, I'm gonna be in these Netflix for an hour and some change or whatever, because this is what I need for my soul right now.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And I love that you are shifting into what you want to do. You know, it's one thing to take advantage of an opportunity that presented itself like you did with Beyond Borders, and not saying it's not something you wanted to do, but you stepped into a role that was necessary.
Right.
And you feel the need that was necessary. But like you said, it's also so very necessary to pursue your passions and that you feel most connected with. And I think that it's amazing that you're even taking the steps now to get there, because you deserve that, you know? we talk so much about all the things we want to do, but we never talk about the steps that we're going to take. We never show with the action. We just talk about it, and it's like that's where dreams go to die.
Mm-hmm.
When you just talk about it, like, let's do something, let's be about it. Who do you need to be to make that dream come true? What do you have to do for yourself? So I'm completely here for it. I can't wait to see you
Thank you.
up there with Beyonce being one of her backup dancers,
Listen,
all the things. It's so possible. It's so amazing. And I'm just real big on giving flowers. You out here, okay? You award winning, you impacting, you're taking these kids under your wing, you in love, all the good things. And I'm so happy for you, and I'm so proud of you and all the things that you're doing because it's awesome. I promise. But all right, you gotta ask my big question. There's no wrong answer. I don't know why people think this is such a hard question because it's not. What is one of the biggest life lessons that has sustained you this far?
I think I'm in it now. I talked a lot about chasing my dream, and I think for me, it is staying in your lane. Like staying in your lane, and that doesn't mean dream big. That doesn't mean have multiple dreams. It just means like stay. So for me, I think a lot of my life I led in fear. Fear of failure mostly. That's like at the core of who I am. That's like in the Enneagram, it's a personality test, but it talks about like what's at your center, what's at your core. And at my core is the fear of failure. And so because of the fear of failure, I just didn't do a lot of stuff that I said I can look back and be like, dang, I should have went to the government. I was good enough to get into the government school, but I was scared I wouldn't be good enough. So I just didn't even audition, or I went to New York and auditioned and auditioned and auditioned and got no after no after no until I just said, you know what, I'm just gonna be a teacher. Instead of just pushing through, And so I went into other lanes that weren't meant for me. Out of fear. And instead I should have just pushed through from my lane. And now it has caused me I'm like, oh my goodness, I feel like not a quitter, but I'm like, I shouldn't have been over here in the first place. Like I should have stayed where I was at. I should have pushed through. I should have did the hard work and gained all of the good stuff that I would have gained if I would have pushed through. Instead of just saying, oh, this is hard. This doesn't feel good. I'm probably going to fail and fall flat on my face. Let me not do that. And so I spent too much of my life doing that and just saying, no, or I'll do stuff that I know I look good doing. I know I'm going to be able to conquer this, so I'm going to do that. I know I'm great at teaching, so let me do that. Instead of like, even one of my friends challenged me now with my choreography. She's like, record the video. And I'm like, so scared. Or this wedding that I have coming up. You want to be the choreographer? I'm like, yes. Oh my God, what did I get myself into? I'm like, oh, now I have to come up with the choreography. These are professional dancers I'm choreographing on. So what if they don't like my choreography? And I know that they're, actual people who their opinion would mean something to me. But I can't live my life thinking like that anymore. Too much I can look back on so many missed opportunities where I just didn't do stuff out of fear. And I went into the wrong lane. I got into the wrong job. I played it safe. I did everything I wasn't supposed to do. That's all just leading me back to right here. Anyway. So if I would have just pursued my dreams and did what made me happy first and stayed there, I think my life would have went a little differently. But at the same time, like, you learn life lessons for a reason. And I don't, necessarily regret everything, but I do see missed opportunities. Missed doors that I could have stepped into out of just fear and answering into somebody else's lane. So that's my biggest life lesson right now is I gotta do stuff that makes me happy, and this is the lane that God has called me to. So this is the lane I'm gonna stay in. I'm not even gonna look over there. Okay, I'm not even gonna look over there. I'm gonna stay right here until it's done, until it's complete, and I'm not gonna stop because I'm scared. So I'm gonna finish the race, and maybe I enter into a new lane once that's over. But I just feel like I've never actually completed the thing I said I'm gonna complete.
Yeah.
And gone through whatever I need to go through to get there, without just hopping. Like, oh nope, that ain't working. Let me go over here. So that's probably my biggest life lesson right now.
That's an important lesson, and a lot of people don't even learn that lesson. Like, there's so many people that go through this life living a life that they never imagined for themselves.
Yep.
Stuck in a job that they never wanted to work, doing the same thing every day that they never imagined themselves doing. And then they look back and they're like, dang, this is not what I set out to do.
Yep.
And it's like when you take your eye off the goal. Like, it's like when you sit in regular traffic. How many times you've been sitting in a lane that's not really moving, but the lane next to you look like it's moving. And as soon as you get over there, everything stops.
Yep.
Because you moved. Who told you to move? Who told you to go anywhere? If you had stayed where you were, it would have picked back up and you would have been where you needed to go by now.
Absolutely.
And on the flip side of that, people do that same thing and then they sit there in the slow lane and beat themselves up. Instead of trying to figure out how to get back in the flow of traffic. Like, well, dang, I done missed that. It's like, no, it's not missed. It's just waiting for you to come back around and get it. So listen, you got it right when you were needing to get it, because some people never get it.
Yep.
Some people
used to live my life like that, looking back and being like, saying, yeah, I'm 2 knee surgeries out, but I still can dance, and I still have all this choreography in my head. So like, I can make excuses for it, or I can pick back up and say what's meant for me is meant for me, no matter what age I'm at, no matter how many good knees I got, it's time.
Yeah.
Time, and so many people, like you said, will just not do anything out of like, oh, I'm too old or this or that. No, it's time. It's time.
Right now. Like literally. Like, if you watch and like, go ahead and go get your notebook out and start making plans.
Yes.
Because it's time right now. It's not too late. It's not too early. It's right where it's supposed to be. Right now. I love it. I'm here for it. Please, please, please tell the people how they can contact you, find you, what the socials are. Let them know.
Yes. So my main page is at Dancing Poodle. My name that's up there. And that is where you can find me as a choreographer, and me as a performer, and all things that are going on in my life. My makeup page is at Beauty Poodle MUA. And so, you can go up there, and my website, as well as my email, and all that is up there if you would like any makeup services. And then I need y'all to follow one more page. I Am Greater Than. That's my man. Okay. Right here. So I have his hat on. And so if you like this nice distressed hat right here, and so the message behind this, and it's his business, but that's my man and my future husband, so therefore it's my business. So I'm gonna do that thing. So the message is like, what are you greater than? Like, for me, I'm greater than the fear of failure, So what are you greater than? That's the message behind his brand. And so I need y'all to go ahead and follow I Am Greater Than. Get y'all distressed hats. Get y'all distressed hats, because they're fly and rock with any outfit. But those are the 3 avenues in which you can find me.
I'm here for it. We're going to get him on the show too.
Yes. He's a college basketball coach.
Yes.
Professional. So hit him up. He has a lot to say.
Yeah, let's do that too. We'll go ahead and put that on the books. I have to send some emails. I'm here for it. So thank you for joining me. Of course. I got out of it for a second. I had to take a break, but we right back in it, and we're rocking with it. You sit tight for 1 second before all my people that are out there watching. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Lessons with Lindsey Live. Y'all make sure you come back next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Like and follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Oh, I'm on the Twitter too. So Lindsey with VA on all the socials. And y'all have a great rest of your week. Bye.
Bye.